quickly to our broadcast. One moment. Let's make sure that everyone is able to see us. And also right after that, I'll make sure that everyone here in the Zoom chat are able to send messages. Bear with me, bear with me.
NQ Delta forming. NQ Delta confirmed.
Have a look, have a look. Guys, have a test on the Zoom chat here. Hopefully everyone is able to properly chat. There we go. Perfect. And we are also live on all our platforms. So, hi everyone. Welcome to another live trading room here with the Trading Bit and with Lachlan from Samurai Day Trading. Thank you so much for joining us for another session. If you're watching us on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, guys, make sure to sign up for the next session so you can be part of the conversation and, you know, chat and take part in all of the things that are going to happen soon. So you can do that through our website to sign up in advance to the Zoom webinar. And everyone just prepare yourselves, you know, have fun for today's session. Lachlan did say that you're supposed to have a very good session as the markets are good today. Okay, so enjoy your session for today, and I'll see you a little bit later.
Perfect, Alan. Thank you so much. Guys and girls, I hope you are magic. I'm going to take the controls. G'day, Anna. How are you? I hope you're fantastic. So, guys, I'll grab the control. We'll get our chat function up and racing again. So we'll make sure that I can see that chat for you. Okay. So again, welcome. I hope everybody's amazing. Guys, it's the markets are actually really positive today. So a lot of positive vibe out there. Primarily because the SEC case against XRP has been dropped. So as a result of that, there'd be quite a few people out there in the world thinking, well, that's actually really, really good for our kind of the SEC not impinging on anybody anymore when it comes to a whole lot of stuff that's actually being impinged on. So suffice to say, I do believe we're probably going to move in the right direction on that one, which will be quite good fun. So let me share my screen. The volume in the market at the moment just cruising through 50,000. So we are in for a good little session. The one thing that we will need to keep a very close eye on today, guys, primarily will be the contract rollover on the European markets. It looks like we're right on the edge of the contract rollover. So we'll look for the bulk of the contracts to move. Now, what does contract rollover ultimately mean? And welcome for those people logging in. Contract rollover, every 3 months, the futures contract on the European Stock Exchange rolls over. Now, typically, guys and girls, that volume is going to switch 45 minutes into today's trading session, being Thursday afternoon. So what we'll have to do is we'll have to watch the volume very closely. Guys, we'll have to watch that volume switch. They may switch earlier. They're clearly entitled to do whatever they would like to do. But suffice to say, guys, we're going to have to watch that contract switch. So welcome. Guys, my name is Lockie. As Alan has said, I'm the lead educator at Samurai out of Singapore. Again, a big thank you to TTP for having us. Guys, it's really good to be working with a really, really dynamic, wonderful company, guys. So TTP is going to be good fun. Now, moving on, guys. Moving on. We are going to do an LTR. We're going to do an LTR today. As I did see the stats, as for those of you that may not be aware, we do run 2 live trading rooms, one being the US close, and this is the European Open. And the US close, guys, this morning was run by a gentleman called Marcus. He did an incredible job, So massive well done to those people that were trading in the US close. Now, guys, today, because we are going to be going across multiple jurisdictions, typically, guys and girls, around about 10 to 12 different countries. The strictest jurisdiction at the moment is actually Australia, the UK, and Singapore. So we're going to make sure that our what we call our customer caution notices effectively tick the boxes on all those jurisdictions simultaneously. So first and foremost, guys, we are going to be trading futures and CFDs today. So some of you might be on futures, some of you may be on CFDs. What we need to note, ladies and gents, with CFDs is there is risk, or with both of them, obviously, there's a risk of making money and also losing money. Now, that risk actually gets larger because we are trading on margin. So what does that mean? We borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. That does mean we can make money very, very quickly. It also means that we can lose money quickly. So what you'll pick today is we are very, very deliberately sort of set up as professional risk controllers, and I'll take you through that process. Now, everything we're going to be doing tonight, ladies and gents, is general information only, and obviously the past performance of all financial products is no longer allowed to be used as a reference to future performance. Now, further on that, guys, we've got some market risk factors that we'll be tinkering around today. The market risk factors are primarily the internet. So I'm going to do my best to actually guide you in and out of the market as per the education strategies that we use at Samurai. As ultimately, we're going to be hunting 10 signals using 12 different filters. At the end of the day, guys and girls, I'll do my best to guide you in and out of the market as per those education strategies. We had a really good chat, guys, in the session last week. I also got some really good feedback from a ton of people, guys, about the live trading room. And ultimately, what is the purpose of a live trading room? And it goes, the feedback was very, very clear. Feedback was very clear, may I suggest. There is the court of public opinion, I think, is a really good court. So ultimately, guys and girls, what was the end result? Again, the most popular definition is a live trading room is there to educate. There's no question about that. It's there to confirm signals, access, sort of increase your learning, guys, increasing your expertise in the market. But at the end of the day, a live trading room is also about making a significant amount of money. So again, what we're doing today, guys, you've got the choice today. You can obviously follow the signals that I'm going to be talking. You can check your signals against mine. I think the live trading room is a really, really great way, guys, for any kind of trading academy to actually prove that they actually know what they're doing. I actually think that's probably more important than anything. So suffice to say, as we're going to be calling trades today, there are market risk factors, and ultimately the risk factor is you may not be able to enter the market at the same price I do or the same price I get out, as primarily because internet speeds around the world are slightly different. Now, guys, who am I? I'm the lead educator at Samurai Day Trading. Strongly encourage you guys to reach out, particularly on YouTube. As our YouTube, we've only just really got that up and going. I just want to update everybody. Now more than 1,100 subscribers on YouTube, and we're about to hit 100,000 views. So there's quite a few people out there in the world, guys and girls, that want to know about day trading, but primarily they want to know how is it that we are running a live trading room on a daily basis, calling winning trades? How is it that we're developing as an army of successful traders, which I do think is really, really exciting. And if you're brand new into the session, you've never been here before, the number one lesson that will come out of today, it comes out of every day. And I've been doing live trading rooms in this format since 1st of August 2009. Once you have hit your monetary goal, once you've hit your KPI, now for the NASDAQ traders, guys, that'll be between 100 and 200 US dollars per contract. For the FDAX, it's a little bit more, maybe 200 to 300 US. For the S&P, it'll be anything from 200 US up to 1,000 US. But once you've achieved your daily goal, the best thing you can possibly do is walk away, write down a debrief. You don't have to walk away from the live trading if you don't want to, but certainly, please, please, please walk away from live trading. Journal what you've done, guys. Journal what you've done. If you need a great trading journal, guys, if you say, well, Lockie, I don't know where to start. So Samurai actually has a really, really good trading journal that you can use. So all you would need to do is email and ask for that. Very, very simple to give you. But ultimately, guys and girls, you walk away, you document what you've done. You talk about the highs and the lows, the emotional experience that was trading, and then you come back tomorrow and you just do it again and again and again. We are in principle very, very boring. We are in principle very, very boring. So guys, now again, the chart layout we're going to be looking at today, the chart layout is the best we can find for high performance, guys, in the European Open. So what do we mean by high performance? Guys, we won't be calling a trade today unless it runs at over a 90% strike rate and it has more than 1,000 trades in its sample size. Guys, now everything we're also doing today is all about the 101 education course. So yes, Samurai does have an education course available. In fact, is that everything we'll be doing today is actually a component of that course. So as I said earlier, guys, we're hunting 10 signals with 12 filters. The 12 filters are on the left-hand side of the chart for you there. Whereas the most important of those, guys, are going to be the ones that have got WOW written beside them. Ironically, ladies and gents, they are all pure price movement trading strategies. So We have two ways of pulling the market apart. Right? We have pure price movement trading, which quite a few people around the world like, but it takes a lot of practice and a lot of time to get very good at that. Guys, you've also got indicator-based trading. So what we've done is we've combined both pure price movement strategies and indicator-based strategies, so you can ultimately use both to your advantage at the same time. And that's been done very, very much on purpose. As it means the beginner traders can focus on the delta, the senior traders can focus on pure price movement, and everybody learning can quite happily find a happy medium in between. Now, guys, our motto from very, very early on in the day, so this is literally, as I started my trading journey in August 2007 as a student. As I realized very, very quickly in Australia, there were no decent trading schools. There was a lot of people saying, hey, you know, we're really good at what we do, but when you actually measured their performance, it was hopeless. so what I decided to do, guys and girls, after leaving the army in order to become a full-time trader, I actually started my own day trading school on the 1st of August 2009. And here I am now as the lead for Samurai. And the reason I mention that, since 2009, all we've ever done is let the market generate the signal for us, guys, and then we take the signal if we agree with that. Now, the chart layout we're going to be using today, guys, is the most profitable that I've ever seen in the European Open. Got the NASDAQ in the top left, S&P bottom right as a reference chart for the NASDAQ traders, for those that don't want to trade the S&P. Guys, FDAX in the top right-hand corner. If the FDAX is a little bit crazy for you guys and girls, you can drop down to the FDXM, which is the micro contract. Just so everybody's aware, the micro contract on the FDXM is the same value as the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is really, really good for junior traders who are looking to get started in the game of trading. Guys, all the way down the bottom there, the FESX, that is the godfather of the European Open. It is the largest market in the world, bar none, guys, at this point in time of the day. So we must pay attention to what they're up to. Now, as again, for the European Open, what to expect today? Volume, as I said, just under 50,000 at the moment. So the volume, we're looking at 12 to 15 trades. Guys, 12 to 15 trades across the markets today. We're going to go for both short and long range targets. We will typically, guys, I do encourage you, if you're going to go for the long range targets and cut your risk quickly, we're looking at literally a split contract. So if you can't split a contract, what does that mean? You're trading two positions, not one. Whereas if you can't afford to do that on the NASDAQ, then you can afford to do it on the MNQ. So if you can't split contracts on the NASDAQ, don't be surprised to drop to 4 contracts on the MNQ. Okay. Daniel, is that Daniel D? Kite surfing Gold Coast, Daniel. Did you get my message from Fred, man? I do hope you did. You did. Good job. Fantastic. So as what we're going to be using, mate, this is my absolute pleasure. What we're going to be doing, guys, I'm helping Dan out, just so everybody knows, I'm helping Dan out in the background with his trading, guys, and I do believe he's going to blossom into a very, very successful trader. So let's just see how we go. Let's see how we go. There is what I do want to also highlight. We're going to be using a risk control point on every trade that we take today. So I will basically identify for you a point at which you should consider reducing the risk on the trade. You don't have to if you don't want to, guys, but ultimately the market, the risk control point, or what we refer to as an RCP, guys, that risk control point is ultimately defined by the volatility of the market. At the moment, guys, the volatility is dropping into European Open. So the US traders look like they're losing their mojo into the European Open, as that means that the US traders are aware that there's some pretty heavy European news coming out. They are 100% correct, guys. It comes out 30 minutes into the trading session. We've got to keep a very close eye on the charts. Now, what we will do, ladies and gents, with every trade, we're always looking for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio when we start trades, but please be advised that the 1-to-1, those risk to reward teachings, around about 25 to 30 years old. As much as we will aim to do that, typically what we will do is we will set our longer range targets for 1-to-1, but we will be getting in and out of the market in the interim, so we can actually skew that risk to reward significantly in our favor. Now, if you are available, guys and girls, for the US Close, the US Close trading team based in Florida and on the East Coast of Australia, they did an incredible job again today. They were amazing. So if you are US trading centric, the US Close is one of the most profitable sessions in the world. Guys, please be advised, we do have an LTR available for that through the Samurai website if you choose to. Now, guys, why do we use an LTR? Ultimately, one of the reasons, or one of the primary reasons that the LTR is quite popular, is we get the opportunity to support you in your education journey, right? So trading is not about handing you a book and saying, there's a book on how to swim, there is the ocean, best of luck. Guys, that normally doesn't work very well. So what we would prefer to do, guys, is support you in the journey. So today in the LTR, we will target profit first because there are traders that have been in this LTR, guys, or similar LTRs with me for more than 12 years. We are going to target a 90% strike rate, and I put a video, guys, each day on YouTube, guys, about the best trades of the day and how to take advantage of those. Guys, the YouTube shorts in particular are proving very, very popular. Now, if you are, guys, if you're brand new to trading, please just watch, listen, and learn. I will target questions in the last 15 minutes of the hour because typically we will have finished trading by then. So, guys, a really big tip, if I can, for the European Open. If you haven't finished trading in the first 35 to 40 minutes, so literally well over your KPI, very, very happy with what you've done, because typically that means the market is waiting for news. Typically 1 day a week, we might get delayed by news. There will still be good trades, guys, but typically we're not going to be taking trades in the last 15 minutes. There's only one exception to that, guys. That'll be a pivot-based reversal, which we'll see when we get in there. Further to that, guys, we are going to seek to maximize our profit on every trade. I'm going to have to jump into the charts and do the analysis for you. I've done a fair bit of analysis already. As it looks like at this point in time, we're looking for long-range longs. So long-range longs and short-range shorts. So long-range longs and short-range shorts. Damsey, how are you? So g'day, Jürgen. Good morning. Guys, I'll come and grab the mics in around about 30 seconds or so. I'll do a bit of a mic check. Guys, if you are going to be taking a trade today and the risk that I suggest is over your risk profile, please don't, please don't let me romance you into taking a trade with too much risk, okay? And guys, again, the Brokers Exposed book, that's about to be made available on the website. Again, if you do want a copy, guys, of the Brokers Exposed ebook, guys, I've basically just put a book together explaining why we don't trade Forex, why we do trade futures. Guys, simply email Samurai. The best email is down in the bottom corner of the website. It's info@samuraidaytrading.com. Guys, if you want a copy of the ebook. YouTube, everybody knows how to find that. That's Samurai Day Trading. And Instagram, guys, the Instagram is actually I Love Trading. Guys, just dropped off the bottom of the slide there. It's I.love.trading. And thank you for, guys, the lots of love. Guys, lots of love is coming through on Instagram. Absolutely. So
Q delta forming.
Okay, so I've just said that.
Q delta forming.
Right. Can you now? That's a
Q delta forming.
That's a really good question. Can you guys hear my computer? Can you guys hear my computer talking to me? Is that actually coming through the microphones? Okay, that is, yeah, that's the delta indicator warning me that we're getting signals. All right, so that's all right. Let me if it becomes annoying, as it becomes annoying, we'll turn it off. Now I'm just shutting down programs, guys, in the background because we're again getting ready to trade. It's going to be, I do believe it's going to be a really good little session. And what I am going to do, guys and girls, I'm going to get rid of that camera. So let me get rid of the camera only because the camera can sometimes interfere with everybody seeing the charts. All right, so let me turn that off. Okay, and we're going to focus on charts only. Now, again, I trust that you can see the charts, guys. Again, we're getting a bit of a sell down here, which is good. We love sell downs into the European Open, which is great. And what I will do, guys and girls, let me grab some microphones. Hello, hello.
Yep.
Hello.
G'day,
Hope
Lachlan.
you
Good
are
evening,
well.
Lachie. Good evening, traders.
Now, I do have a couple of shadows. There's a couple of shadow traders. They're all very talented in their own right. As the reason being is if I miss something, Cody, guys, will be co-moderating today. If I miss something, guys, Cody will jump on it. Likewise, the other boys will jump on it and we can rock and roll from there. Now, bottom left-hand corner, guys, this is the S&P 500. At this point in time, a number of traders, guys, have already reported into me that they've finished trading for the day. They actually took this little signal here. It's a static bar reversal short, and they sold the S&P 500 down, guys, back into this little congestion zone, okay? Now, NASDAQ traders, guys, NASDAQ traders have done exactly the same. Guys, they took that little black delta long. There's a little black diamond hiding in there, and then they took that red one short, and a lot of the NASDAQ traders have actually finished trading for the day. Sophia, great question. We're looking for long-range longs on all markets simultaneously. All right, so really good question. I'll explain why. I'll explain why we're looking for those. At the end of the day, guys, Europe is going to be in charge, guys, particularly with this European news that's going to be coming through. Okay, so S&P 500, and Sophia, if I can, S&P 500, look, Sophia's asked a really good question, guys. The S&P 500, the reason why this little static bar reversal was absolutely incredible is not only was it traded off Fibonacci, guys, but again, we've basically got a 60-minute short hiding here on the S&P 500. What we also want to pay attention to, guys, is a 4-hour short down the bottom here. Okay, now at the moment, the S&P 500 is honoring this 15-minute chart Fibonacci extension absolutely perfectly, right? You can see they're currently romancing the 200% extension. Whereas when they came down before, they turned off the 233 and ran back the other way, which was brilliant. Now, I do want to highlight for the NASDAQ traders is that we're actually trading at the moment. We were before actually trading off the 161.8 fib extension, which is their favorite fib extension by a long way with low volatility. Now, if the volatility increases, guys, guess what happens? Their preferred Fibonacci's also increase. So at the moment, guys, this orange candle here tells me that the sellers are starting to panic about coming into the Euro. I'm going to have to turn that down. I just turned it down in the background. Let's just wait one. Let me turn it down a little bit. That's the indicators actually talking to me. If you like trading with other people, guys, it's actually quite good fun when the indicators talk to you and tell you what to do. I do find that actually quite fascinating. Now, what we're going to do at this point in time is we are expecting a couple of things. We've got a 4-hour short here on the NASDAQ. Now, if we were to sell down, guys, on the European market on open, if we were to sell down on European open and fail, it is highly likely that this 60-minute short here on both American markets is actually going to morph, guys, into a 60-minute chart swing trigger long. Okay, now a swing trigger long, I'm just going to draw it on the chart for you here, is primarily an A and a B with the anticipation of C. All right, now that's what we're setting up on the S&P 500, guys, and NASDAQ at the moment. It's actually one of the most powerful reversal signals in the game. Right? There's no question about that at all. Now, again, as Steve has just mentioned, which I think is really, really exciting, let's drop somewhere to 20,000. Yeah, would effectively retest. Exactly right. So guys, I believe at this point in time, Europe is setting up long-range longs and short-range shorts. All right, that's what I believe what they're doing. Now, at this point in time, though, they can actually change that if they want to. So if Europe decides to crash in anticipation of the news, guys, we could basically switch teams. There's no question about that at all. What I do want the NASDAQ traders to keep an eye on as we come into open, as clearly we're failing at the 200% extension. Now, if you are going to go long, guys, on the NASDAQ, okay, please, if you're going to go long on either the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, please make sure that there's not only does the buying signal confirm on your charts, but inside the new hour, which we're about to switch into, please make sure the sellers look like they're going to sell down and fail first before we go back the other way. Now, that can be a flash of red selling, guys, literally a flash of red selling in the first sort of 4 or 5 seconds of the candle. For the experienced NASDAQ traders, for the experienced traders, I do want you to keep an eye on that black diamond delta in the yellow circle just there. As I also want you to keep an eye on this static bar reversal. Because if the market does decide to reverse, it's probably going to go pretty heavily to the high side. It's going to come back up here, test that 60-minute short. If the 60-minute short does not hold, guys, then we're looking for long-range longs, as per Sophia's question. So guys, moving to the Europeans, please be aware that the FDAX, one of the reasons, Sophia, I'm looking at longs, is the FDAX actually failed yesterday to trigger a daily short. As if we do go anywhere near yesterday's low because of bad news, which is a fair way away, guys, but we could get there relatively quickly. Okay, if we do get anywhere near yesterday's low, guys, please be advised it is quite a strong daily short. Normally, the European markets will go up first before going down. They won't trigger a large chart trade in the pre-market, which is where we are right now. Okay, now, just watching very, very closely, guys, on the NASDAQ, because they're clearly getting a little bit angry and a little bit volatile. One of my comments down here, guys, make sure you check for larger charts 15 minutes in. I'll do that for you. Also, guys, for those that are brand new to what we do, Ken, how are you? Brand new to what we do. I want you to look for matching trades on both S&P 500 markets simultaneously. Your first matching trade will be a sell down and a failure at the pre-top pivot. So the NASDAQ's going to sell down here. We could sell down to the 50%, guys, and bounce. So you're looking for both markets to fail simultaneously at the same area. Okay, now, if the NASDAQ does get a wriggle on because Europe fails to buy, if we do get a wriggle on, guys, we could get down to 20,000. If we break 20,000, the markets are going to tumble. So, Sophia, absolutely stunning question. Now, I was getting into the Europeans with around about 4 3/4 minutes to go. The FESX has closed the daily long. Let me show you this. High impact US news at 9:30 Tokyo time. So if you are trading later tonight, guys, watch 9:30 p.m. We know about the news 30 minutes into the session. ES volume double checking 50,000. So we're in for a good session. As for the European contracts, let's check the volume very quickly. So we've got a lead in of 43, 1, 12, 5, 9, and 9. The old contract is less. Okay, so it looks like the FX traders are on the new contract. Guys, now let me just check the FESX. Your volume on the old contract, guys, the 03 contract, 605,417. 605,417. Right, the FESX is on the new contract. All right, so the FESX is actually swapped over. All right, so I'll do the brief, guys, and we'll switch as we need to, guys. We'll switch as we need to. 2000 NQ, 160-minute extension, 161. Perfect. So Ahmed, we're probably going, guys. The NASDAQ is probably going to try and go down first. That means that the Europeans are probably going to go as well. Now, larger charts, guys, before we switch to the new contract. At this point in time, we've got three weeks, guys, of failed weekly shorts on the FESX for the big boys and girls that are out there in the world. Guys, note that we do have a higher high now on the weekly chart. So if the buyers can't hold and sustain this high, we're looking for long range shorts, guys, tomorrow, early next week kind of stuff, right? On the daily chart, guys, the FESX has closed in a daily, opened, I should say. The FESX is actually opened in a daily long. Guys, don't be surprised if we push up first. If we push up first, can everybody see this danger candle I've highlighted there, the top one just here? If the FESX was to push back up to 5516, that's 5516, which is here. If we push up to 5516, okay, and we struggle there, then guess what? Okay, we're going to tumble to the downside. Now, for the European-based traders, guys, please be advised that we have opened the FESX in a 4-hour short. So if we do push up, guys, that long range long, if we do push up and that fails very, very quickly, particularly, guys, on European Open, which is 2 minutes away, if we do push up and fail quickly, then we're going for long range shorts, not long range longs, right? So I'll guide you through that as we need to. Now, bop down to the 60-minute chart. As you can see this one right here. Okay, that is literally Danger Will Robinson. Guys, right here. That tiny little candle. Let me just go to snap mode for a moment. Guys, and some of you may not be aware that the Kraken, Kraken, which is one of the largest crypto exchanges in the world, guys, has just bought NinjaTrader, which is the software I'm currently using. Guys, just bought NinjaTrader for $1.5 billion. So what does that mean, guys? NinjaTrader is about to get opened up to the world of crypto. Some of you will love that. Others will not. Suffice to say, guys, we're about to be given a whole lot of markets that we can trade. Now, very, very strong shorts, guys. So again, if we do buy at the start of the session, guys, we're not going to be holding those buys very long, guys, unless they absolutely stampede to the high side. And what we're looking for, guys, is a push. The Europeans need to close their gap relatively quickly. So don't be surprised if they push up. Okay, so everybody knows what they're looking for. Guys, if you want to be really, really careful, then do not trade the FDAX on the opening candle. Let me just bring this across for you. Okay, for those that are massive fans of Fibonacci, guys, I'm going to draw my Fibonacci down. Because we have a gap, we're going to be using the gap 76 as a reference. Because we've got a stair step down here, we're going to be using a stair step long. As I would suggest the stair step looks like that. Nope, that is too low. It'll be the next one down. So let me just put this on for you. All right, so this This one, right, that is the Fibonacci they're using. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, we'll let the market open. It's probably going to be a bit jumpy, as Arlen warned you guys at the start. So let's just, again, we'll just follow the strategy. We've been doing it for years. Okay, let these buyers push into the European markets. As what we're waiting on is this candle to change color. So we do want it to hit extreme volume before we look to short the markets. Now, again, we'll just wait for the color. The color on the candle will change as the moment these guys start to run out of steam on the FDAX. We've got a beautiful reversal point to the high side here, previous pivot and 76 if we can get high enough. Now, we haven't quite got extreme volume. Some of you might be looking for a pre-market box short at 46. As if you are going to go short at 46, your first target is 41. That's only for those people that know what they're doing, please. So if you are short if you're short at 46, as your first target is 41, your second target is 36. Right now, we've got extreme volume. So other traders, slightly more junior traders, are looking to join the game. There is a short. Guys, there is a short with too much risk under the 50 fib of the day. So for the junior traders, we're going to have to wait for the buyers to push back into the market again. As if you wait for this candle to change color, guys, if you wait for the candle to change color, it's come back up, hit the pre-top, and you may have gone short again at 46. If you have gone short again at 46, guys, first target is 41, second target is 36. Some of you may have actually taken that trade twice. That Delta V2, guys, the Delta V2 on the NASDAQ is valid. Guys, also for the slightly more senior traders, sorry, I was focused on the FDAX. Guys, that little static bar reversal, I've got a beautiful static bar reversal on open. Some of you may be long on the NASDAQ already, guys, in sympathy to the FDAX. If you are long on NASDAQ, guys, you've got a 20 tick first target and risk control point, please. Okay, so you got a 20 tick or $100 first target and risk control point. We are clearly climactic, guys, on this one here. So for the FDAX traders who are allowed to trade the opening candle, you've gone short at 46. Your first target is at 41. Your second target's at 36. Now, some of you may have taken that trade at least once. If you haven't taken it already, guys, I'd love to see the buyers push in around these 76s before we throw all of the junior traders in as well. That's only if you trade, guys, that's only if you trade the opening candle on extreme volume, which is exactly what we've got. I'm expecting these sellers, guys, to sell down significantly further on the FDAX than where they are right now. All right, so if you are holding, guys, off the pre-top and you are holding for longer range targets, you'll be looking for 5, 10, and 25, please. So 5, 10, and 25. The V2 Delta, guys, the black diamond on NASDAQ is valid. So as if you are long on that one, guys, your target is 57.50 or 20 ticks, please. $100 will be your target. Again, your risk control point, guys, your risk control point on that one there, probably 16, guys, 16. Well, there you go, straight through your targets anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. All right, so if you're long on the V2 Delta, the black diamond on NASDAQ, guys, that is a indicator enhanced by pure price movement. It's actually come and picked up that static bar reversal we spoke about. If anyone's long on the SBR, guys, 20 tick first target, please. Well done, well done, well done, well done, well done, everybody. Okay. FDAX traders, you're into the last 90 seconds of the opening candle, so we're not going to take a new trade yet. Okay, not going to take a new trade yet. Well done for those that have gone long on the NASDAQ. Naturally, guys, S&P 500 traders, you have a reciprocal trade. So S&P, you're off the 233 fib extension. You guys are looking for a 4-tick first target, right? 4-tick first target, then probably a 6-tick second target because you're not very volatile just yet. I am expecting these sellers to go a lot further than where they are right now, guys and girls, on FDAX. Okay, this opening candle is very, very unimpressive. Very unimpressive by the buyers. Now there is, guys, for the FDAX purists, there's actually a 133 fib extension trade as well. So some of you might have actually spotted that. Some of you may have gone short underneath the 133 extension at 543. Guys, if you have, that's also gone through its target multiple times, depending on how experienced you are as a trader. Okay. All right, so we'll just let them bop along. We're 13 seconds from the close of the opening candle. At this stage, guys, if we don't close under the pre-top on FDAX, we will not be going short again under the pre-top. We need higher highs, and we're looking for ideally a previous pivot reversal. Now, again, classic climactic volume response here. Nice classic climactic volume response. So for those that don't know, that mustard green candle tells us that the buyers are using way too much volume and they're not impressing anyone at all. So what are the sellers going to do? Belt them to say you were silly doing that. Okay, so again, for those that are short for long range targets, absolutely brilliant. For those on the NASDAQ, guys, for those on the NASDAQ, okay, let's start to quantify what's going on here. NASI and S&P 500 traders, guys, if you do sell low enough, which you have done, you may be picking up the static bar reversal long. Sellers still own the stair step on both US-based markets. Okay, so if you don't trade the opening candle, as your backup trade is the Delta V2 long, guys, that black diamond on NASDAQ is your backup trade. If you missed the static bar reversal to the high side. Now, guys, if you are in the static bar reversal, once again, please, 20 tick first target and risk control point. I'll give you a reference so you know exactly what you're doing. Guys, that is your 20 tick target. If you're long off the static bar reversal, you're through your target. If you're long, guys, on the black diamond, as you are long on that, guys, there's nothing wrong with that. It is carrying a little bit more risk compared to the static bar reversal. So that may not be for some of you. That may not be for some of you because of the risk. The static bar reversal entry, guys, as you know, 2 ticks over the top of the candle, anything between 0046 and 46.5. Now, do not put that order on now, guys. It's already gone through its first target. What you would need to do for the NASDAQ traders is wait for the sellers to push down again, push down lower than where they've done last time and fail before looking to take that long, guys. Worst case scenario, it's a 46.5 entry. Okay, worst case scenario, 46.5. Okay, once again, you're looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. You guys can go for 20 and 100 on that one if you want to, but please make sure you cut your risk at 20 ticks. Right, very, very important point. So your risk to reward ratio will end up being around about 100 times in your favor on that particular trade. Okay, now, depending on how you pull the market apart, guys, this is your 20 tick box. I'm just going to leave that there, guys, because some of you are long on the black diamond. Black diamond traders, you've just gone through your 20 tick first target and risk control point again. Guys, so just watch that very, very closely. I think the buyers will pop here because the sellers are failing on the European markets quite badly. And at this stage, guys, sellers have stolen the stair step on the FDAX. So in fact, we're not taking any more shorts. We're looking for longs. I would suggest if we get pushed back over the top of the pre-top, if we get pushed back over the top of the pre-top on the FDAX, we're looking for some really lovely longs. If we don't get that, guys and girls, the longing may be over and Sophia's going to win this one. We might be looking for long range shorts. All right, so at this stage, S&P 500 traders, you've got your static bar reversal in sympathy to the NASDAQ. That's carrying on quite well. You guys are going to be in that trade for up to 15 minutes to maximize the profit on that. For the experienced NASDAQ traders, you've picked up the static bar reversal on the opening candle. For those less experienced, you waited for the sellers to sell back down and then you've picked it up. Guys, that's your 20 tick risk control point. Worst case scenario, guys, that trade's gone more than 40 ticks in your favor already. And this little candle here is actually going to end up, dare I say it, being a buying-based reversal. Right, this little Nazi trade, guys, Carleen, beautiful trade. This little Nazi candle, guys, is going to be a buying reversal long. Okay, now we can't take a brand new trade long, guys, because we're straight into the middle of the trend indicator. But what we can do is understand that the buyers are highly likely to win the next 5-minute candle. And just be aware though, guys, this candle set up, these guys normally run out of steam after 15 minutes. So we've basically only got 5 minutes worth of buying left. There's only about 5 minutes worth of these guys impressing us before we start to look at larger charts as a filter. Okay, so lots of information, guys. That's okay. That's what we do. All right, so FDAX at this point in time, you are going to get a 4-point turning bar short. So for the FDAX traders, again, if you just wait, you're going to get you are going to get a 4-point turning bar short. So what it means for the FDAX traders, we're going to strip the fibs. We've used them already. If you can hold the risk on FDAX, guys, you want the buyers to show slightly on this candle. You're looking for a short at 518. I was looking for a short at 518. For the NASDAQ traders, again, I'd love to see some green on the candle, guys, before the short at 518, please. I'd love to see green on the candle first. Okay. The risk on the FDAX, guys, just want to be super clear. The risk is around about 35 points. For many traders, that is too much risk. All right. So don't let me put you in a trade. Trade hasn't triggered yet, but don't let me put you in a trade with too much risk. So what you want on the FDAX, guys, you want the buyers to push in here, fail badly at Fibonacci, which they have. If you can hold the risk, you're going short at 518, guys. Your first target and risk control point is 513. Okay, you're on first target and risk control point already for the FDAX traders who can hold the risk. For those that are eyeing off what's going on here on FDAX, guys, what we're looking for, now these sellers will sell down a little bit further. Let me just double check. Where's the other chart? Okay. I would like at this point in time, guys and girls, I would like at this point in time, for the FDAX traders, if you have gone short, it's hit your first target and risk control point. As we're probably going to see another little sell down. If we do get a sell down, guys, on FDAX, which would be amazing, guys, I want to target this exact static bar reversal here. So for the FDAX traders that can't hold the risk short, guys, you guys can go long. Now, I'm a little bit late calling that for you, guys. Your long is at 518. So we need to get well below 518 in order to pick up a long at 518. Classic 5-point risk control point. Now, for those that are long on the NASDAQ, guys, this is the last candle where your buyers are going to show you how strong they are. Right? This is the last candle. Backup trade for the FDAXs. Sorry, guys. Backup trade is that black diamond V2 Delta. I know some of you trade that anyway. So if you have gone long, guys, if you have gone long on that V2 Delta, right, you would have already done this. Your entry is 524. Guys, your first target is 529. That is already on first target and risk control point kind of stuff. Okay, so for the FDAX traders, effectively, we've got a pre-market box reversal that's gone very, very well. A big efficient candle. Most of you can't carry the risk. So it's come down here, hit the 76 fibs, and you may have gone long on either one of these static bar reversals or that Delta V2. Guys, if you have, this is what's probably going to turn into the long range long I spoke about earlier, guys, when we were chatting to Sophia. So for the Nazi traders, worst case scenario, guys, worst case scenario, this is your last sort of buying campaign. What we need for those that are holding for long range targets on the Nazi, we want this candle to cruise through and close over the top of this 50 Fibonacci here. We want them to cruise through and get beyond, guys, the middle of the trend indicator. All right. For those that are not aware, guys, the middle of the trend indicator is a bit of a danger zone. It's where markets can get caught. So again, if we break through that little chalet roof there, it's going to be good fun. Do I have anybody, guys, that is long on the FDAX on either the earlier static bar reversal or the Delta? And if you are you going for short range targets or long range targets, please? Short or long range targets? And FYI, guys, for everybody here, we don't take on FDAX typically more than 20 to 25 points of risk on any one trade. Nathan, you are long. Well done. Well done. Perfect. Yeah, mate. Awesome. Awesome. All right, so the opening candle traders on FDAX, you were served a plethora of signals. For those that don't trade the opening candle, we're now starting to pick up the static entries we were talking about before. Okay, Nazi traders, anybody who is long on any signal, the market is moving and doing exactly what it is required to do. Right, so well done if you are long on the NASDAQ on either the SBR, the Black Diamond Delta, the Black Diamond Delta. Either way, guys, well done. Well done, Remy. Nice work, mate. Nice work. So what I'm thinking at this point in time, if the NASDAQ can get above this 100 extension, guys, then the long range long we spoke about is on for Sophia. Sophia, you're looking for long range, a US-based target, Sophia, please. Not that I'm allowed to give Sophia personal advice, guys, but she did ask the question. We're going for long range longs, guys, until the Europeans fail, and then our loyalty to the longs are going to change. Now, guys, note that we're failing at the 100% extension almost perfectly on NASDAQ. So this is typical NASDAQ mathematics. If I was long on the NASDAQ at this point in time, guys, I would be making sure I've locked in a big chunk of profit. Okay, so at this stage, you guys have got a stop loss. Let's say at -1, you've got a target at 100. Your risk to reward ratio now is 100 times in your favor. And we're just going to let this one cook out, guys, basically. If we get any buying on the NASDAQ, I'm just looking down at other charts. Guys, if we get any buying on the NASDAQ above that particular candle, it's going to be really good fun. The flip side of that is please make sure the long range target traders that you've cut your risk. So you, in fact, lock in a big fat chunk of profit, guys, would be my advice to you guys. Okay, now Fibonacci on FDAX. Okay, so young Nathan, guys. So young Nathan, I'm just going to put a circle on so we know what we've spoken about. We did have a short here, guys. It only went far enough for first target and risk control point. The risk was too high for most traders. So instead of going short, you guys waited for the sell down and have gone long like young Nathan has done. Now, don't forget, guys, on the FDAX, I do think we're going to buy on the NASDAQ here, guys. So if you are long for long range targets, guys, just stay long, please. If you are long for long range targets, stay long. But you've controlled your risk so you can't lose any money, please. I see. Now, you don't have to do what you're told, but I would strongly suggest that would be relatively smart. Now, if the Europeans fail, guys, if the Europeans fail to buy here, the NASDAQ traders, can everybody see that little Delta V2, that red diamond short and that beautiful static bar reversal? If we push up through these 76s and fail, everybody's got permission to take that NASDAQ short. We haven't quite got high enough yet to take that trade. FDAX, again, you guys are looking for shorts off the previous pivot. Buyers now own the stair step. If that is your trade, guys, you're short at 560. Your first target is 555. Second target is 550. Guys, now many of the FDAX traders know that that's exactly what they're required to do. Your gap Fibonacci is going to be really exciting here. Once there's your gap fib, yeah, absolutely incredible. Some of you may have also gone short, guys, underneath these 76 fibs that we had on the market before. Do I have any FDAX traders? Do I have any FDAX traders that are short underneath the previous pivot? Buyers have stolen the stair step, or you may have gone short under the 76s. So everyone long, guys, everyone long on the NASDAQ has controlled their risk, please. All right, the buyers are failing to break outside the range of the previous candle. That does mean, guys, that does mean certainly for the FDAX traders, let me just double check something. Okay, for the FDAX traders, guys, we're looking now for long range shorts, long range shorts. I have a sneaking suspicion the other guys are going to go out in sympathy as well. So Nathan, obviously, mate, you know what you're doing, but if you are long as you were off the 76s, so you're long off the twins down the bottom here, which is absolutely incredible. But if you're long off the twins, then you've already probably controlled your risk. You may have actually reversed and gone short. you may have reversed and gone short. My Fibonacci is slightly off on the NASDAQ. No, still didn't get to the 76s. All right, so at this stage, guys, what have we done? NASDAQ, you've basically had the static bar reversal here. You've had the one we already spoke about. You've got that Delta V2 that we spoke about. That matches that one right there. Guys, any one of these buying signals on NASDAQ has gone way over the 20-tick first target. It was way over it. Remy, that's a massive trade, mate. Well done. All right, so FDAX, guys, we're now looking for long-range shorts. Let me just double check. 100%. So we're now looking for long-range shorts. Everyone basically is looking for long-range shorts. All right. So the mood in the market has changed. Yeah, I reckon the NASDAQ traders bought up into that 60-minute short and they just couldn't make it. That'd be my humble opinion. So what we're going to do, guys, FDAX first at this point in time. So again, for the FDAX traders, if we do buy the market back now in 33 seconds, if we do buy the market back and we get above the pre-top, you guys are looking for a pre-top reversal. If we close under the 50 fib, guys, that delta V2, not now, that delta V2 in 21 seconds is looking divine. Guys, if we do close under the pre-top, the higher delta V2 is looking amazing. Thank you, Ahmed. We're pretty good. Thank you. I appreciate that. So FTX, FESX, guys, I'm just going to check the volume. Okay. For the FTX traders, if we push up to the pre-top, guys, and get well above the pre-top, as we're picking up a pre-top reversal short, right? You'd have to wait for the buyers to move up beyond the pre-top. Guys, if we get some buying pushes and they can't go anywhere, that higher delta V2 at 541. Guys, if you're going to go short at 541, your first target is naturally 5 points only, please. Okay, now they might not, based on the FESX, they might not give us an opportunity to get back to the pre-top. Okay, now let me just double check Nazi, because I have a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, Nazi, we're not going to go short. FTX, we are definitely short. So anything you can trade short on FTX, guys, anything you can trade short, amazing. If we get a delta V2 short, guys, if we get a V2 delta short, which is a red diamond on NASDAQ, guys, we may be considering a short. FTX traders, if you are short anywhere, guys, if you're short anywhere, even worst case scenario, that delta V2, again, first target 5 points, second target 10 points, your risk control point is 5, please. I have a sneaking suspicion. What's our volume? So 3.5, 3 and 2.5. 3.5, 2. Okay, we are definitely on the new contract. Guys, we're definitely on the new contract for FESX. So again, please make sure if you're watching the FESX, guys, please make sure you're on the new contract. Okay, very, very, very important. Okay, so at this stage, Nazi traders, we can't go short. Okay, we can't go short. You're right into the middle of, again, I drew that chalet roof on before for a reason. Can't go short at all. Okay, can't go short. Some of you may be still long on the NASDAQ. Do I have anyone still long on the NASDAQ? Anyone still long? If you are long, guys, your most likely port of call, yes. Eddie, how are you, man? I hope you're fantastic. Your most likely port of call is the 70, what we call the evil twins, guys, the 78.6, 76.8. I tell you what, guys and girls, if these buyers don't impress on NASDAQ in the next 7.5 minutes, we're looking at really lovely shorts. Really lovely sell downs, all right, which will be good fun. So Eddie, yeah, so mate, if I was long at this point in time on NASDAQ, if I was long, I'd keep a very close eye on those 76s. Right? What I'd also do, mate, I'd keep a very close eye on dominant candle Fibonacci extensions, which again, NASDAQ is famous for. So yeah, look, see what the instos are doing, right? They're controlling their risk at the 100, right? They're being very, very careful today. Normally, with some good volatility, the NASDAQ will get up to here. If they can't get up to there, right? If they can't get up to at least the 133, 141.4 combination, right? If they can't get up there, it means the sellers are about to wallop them. Okay, so we just let them cruise, just let them do what they do. Now, once we start blowing our volume up, guys, on this particular candle, which we're starting to do, but we are in the last 90 seconds, we are setting up this reversal over here on the left-hand side, guys, that reversal short. So what we're going to do at this stage, because we're in the last 90 seconds, guys, we are setting up a reversal short for the new candle, guys, for the new candle at 65.50, right? 65.50. Now, again, I would suggest you wait for this candle to burn out, okay, because we've got a couple of traders that are long for long-range targets. Okay, a couple of traders long for long-range targets. Eddie, I want you to give a very close eye, mate, on that 133, 141.4 combination. The buyers on S&P, buyers on S&P, and NASDAQ are blowing their volume up. All right. So they're not really impressing anybody at this point in time. The sellers are probably going to see that. So some of you are going to eye off that short at 65.50. Beginner traders, you're waiting for this candle to close before we assess what's going on. What I would really love, guys, for the beginner traders, I would really love the NASDAQ to push up, tag the 161.8, and then you're looking for a short underneath the dual 90 fibs. Guys, at exactly 0.70. Now, that's if you are a Fibonacci trader. All right, so we need the higher high. Don't you run without us, please. We need the higher high. FX, you're still short. You're staying short, please. If you're short, come on, little Nazi. I want the buyers to push up. Nice. Now, again, for those that are long, like Eddie for long range longs, guys, all you're doing is moving your stop slightly higher in the market, locking in more and more profit. At this stage, with a very, very small perspective on the market, a very small perspective, I'm looking for a higher high on the NASDAQ, which I don't have yet. I want the buyers to push up and get absolutely slammed. Do not run without us, please. This is, guys, this little signal at the moment is actually being generated off the 15-minute charts. Right, for those that want to know where these buyers and sellers are fighting with each other, it's the 15-minute charts. FDAX traders, you are short and you're holding short, please. Hold short. Worst case scenario, guys, worst case scenario, you are in that Delta V2 short. Best case scenario, you picked up that one there. All right. Now, again, guys, we're looking for 5 and 10 or 5 and 10 and 25 for the slightly more experienced traders. Still don't have the higher high on NASDAQ. I still don't have the higher high. Come on. If we get the higher high, guys, it's going to be pretty violent. Okay, it's going to be pretty violent. So now we've got a match high. Oh, don't you dare. Okay. I want the higher high, guys. I want the Eddie 2 times 300 profit. Yeah, well done, mate. Stops at break even. Well done. Well done. Now, as FTX traders, you're short, please, and you're holding short. Okay, so again, if I've got any FTX traders that are out there with experience, I want you to hold. Just keep holding. All right, we're not buying against these guys. The FTX is very cranky. Guys, the NASDAQ doesn't know what it's doing yet. Okay, so at this stage for the FTX traders, we're not... Wait, one. We spoke about that 60-minute short. Guys, guess what? If you are short on the FTX, guys, if you're short on the FTX, I want you to hold the short for about another 15 to 20 minutes, please. All right, I want you to hold for at least another 15 to 20 minutes. For the NASDAQ traders who are not short yet, guys, we're going to try and join the Europeans. All right, now for the FTX traders, please do not go long off yesterday's low. All right. So again, FTX traders, you may be short. Again, on a couple of different trades here, please. You might be short. Nazi traders, you're getting ready to go short, please. You may be short, guys, on this one. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario. Either way, guys, you're holding for long range targets. All right. We knew this was coming, and it's obviously coming hard. Yes, Steve, that's exactly what I'm looking for, mate. The 30-minute close. Okay, exactly right. So, right, at this point in time, guys, we're not going to enter a short on the NASDAQ in the last 90 seconds. All right, so we are not entering a short in the last 90 seconds, which is right now. FDAX, again, for the junior traders, I'm waiting for these guys to definitely confirm they are not going to trigger a daily short before we go long. Guys, there could be a really lovely little sneaky short in here. Sorry, long, sneaky long. For the FDAX traders, if we close this candle in 60 seconds, if we close this candle, NASDAQ, just reminding you, you are not going short, please. If we close the FDAX candle over the top of yesterday's low, then we get a push down and a fail. We're going to go long over the top of yesterday's low. If the buyers, guys, if the buyers can push the sellers on FDAX back above the S1, we're looking for exactly the same thing. Push down, fail, we'll take it back to the pre-market box. Okay, so that's what we're ultimately looking for. If the FDAX, guys, closes below yesterday's low, we are not going to go long. We're going to target that Delta V2 short. So you guys have now got to wait for the next 18 seconds. All right, so let's watch what the FDAX does. Because if we close below yesterday's low on FDAX, we cannot go long. Okay, we cannot go long. Let's have a quick look. Okay. All right, at this stage, guys, we're looking for the FDAX traders. We can't go short on the Delta V2. Okay, can't go short. We're into the news, guys. So you see the candles twitching around. This is obviously news inspired, which is okay. Let me just double check. Double check. Nope, here. Okay. We are in the most incredible location, guys, here on FDAX for an absolutely stunning buy signal. All right. So for the long range shorts, they may have just burnt themselves out. If we do get a lower low, guys, of yesterday's low on the FDAX, we're looking for a stunning long. Yes, Michael, you should have. NASDAQ traders, you don't have a higher high. We're not sending you short because the Europeans are straight into a pivot. So NASDAQ, you guys are just chilling out at this point in time. Eddie, if you are still long, man, if Eddie is still long, you are looking for a tag of the 133, sorry, the 161.8 fib extension. But if we push above that and get slammed, then I'd be bringing my profit up even further. Okay, so that's what I would ultimately be doing. S&P traders, you are still long, guys. So the slightly more advanced traders on the S&P, like young Greg. Have we got Greg today? Have we got Greg today? We don't have Greg today, guys. Have we got Louis today? Louis, are you long? Wait, I have a sneaking suspicion you should be very long. Louis, yes, I think I think you are long. Mate, if you are long, there's the S&P traders. Again, as I said, guys, when we started the session, you guys are going to wait 15 minutes before you judge what that signal's doing. It's obviously gone quite well. So you guys are holding for big profits. Man, if these buyers don't get a wriggle on the US markets, we are loving sell signals. We are loving sell signals, right? So let's just let them come. We've got no valid buy signals, guys. So there's nothing to buy here. If you're an advanced trader, guys, and we do get a red diamond short. Okay, if we do get a red diamond short, you guys are looking for that trade now. As you'd be looking for a 20 tick first target and risk control point. And ideally, guys, 20s and 100s, please, on NASDAQ. So you guys are looking for 20s and 100s if you trade deltas. As if you trade deltas. So let's just let these guys bop along. I really want a Delta V2, guys. I want the red diamond. I tell you what, there's the red diamond on the left-hand side. I know I mentioned it before, but that one has just come into vogue. Guys, that one over there. Some of you may have been waiting for that one, guys. We spoke about that -4 rated static bar reversal and that delta in the circle. If you were waiting for the buyers to push up and fail, as you may have gone short on that red diamond over there on the left-hand side. If you have, guys, that's already gone through its target and risk control point. Okay, already gone through that. Eddie, you guys are failing, right? You guys are, sorry, the buyers, not you, the buyers are failing to get to that 161.8 extension. Which means the sellers are probably going to swamp in everywhere here. Raymond, nice one, mate. So you picked up the 21 on the SBR on the left-hand side. Okay, so well done. Sellers at the moment are really, really, really strong. Really strong. I need the sellers on the S&P 500 to confirm they're going to agree with the NASDAQ. Okay, again, let's just let them bop along, guys. We're in the last 90 seconds of the candle now. We could be getting a reversal short on the S&P. FDAXs. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this one over here? How do we deal with you, little FDAX? As if the buyers were to get pushed out of this candle in the next 60 seconds and we were to close below yesterday's low, you guys all know that Delta V2 is waiting for you if we close and stay below yesterday's low, right? So in the next 50 seconds. If we don't do that, what we're going to do is we're going to we're going to wait for these buyers. Okay, so no V2 shorts on NASDAQ, guys, at this stage. Just let them sort themselves out. FDAX, if we close over the open, we're looking for the sellers to push down and we're going to go long. If we close over the pre-bottom, we're not going to go long over the pre-bottom back into the open. I'm happy with the S1 reversal long. I'm not happy with the pre-bottom. I'm stoked with the open. Okay, stoked with the open. So let's see what these guys have got. Let me just double check. I don't think anyone's going to go long here on the Europeans. No, there's the gap down. Okay. If you are a pivot-based trader, guys, if you're a pivot-based trader on FDAX, right? If you're a pivot-based trader, you have a long setting up 2 points over the top of the open at 507. 507. Your first target and risk control point is 512. You must be very, very clear about that 512 first target, please. FESX looks into twins. Yeah, Cole, spot on the mark, mate. Spot on the mark. So, guys, if you are going to go long on the FDAX, that delta, guys, that black diamond delta at 09 is a better entry long. Okay, it is a better entry long. Your risk, guys, on FDAX, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're looking at around about 23 points worth of risk. Guys, the better trade is long over the top of the current FDAX candle by 1 point at 507. So the better entries at 507, guys, that feeds that delta at 09, that targets at 12. That is a better entry for the FDAX traders. Okay, so it's a pivot-based reversal. Just watch very, very closely what these guys do. Nazi, you are caught in irons. So these guys don't know what to do. They were getting ready for everyone to sell and they didn't. FDAX at this stage, if you can hold around 25 points worth of risk, as if you're allowed to hold 25 points, and you've gone long over the top of the open, as you're looking for a first target of 12, let me just double check. Yes, you are. So if you're long, guys, you're touching 10s at the moment. Okay, if we get 3 little buying pushes here and we don't break through, right? So your 12s are sitting just here. Right, so what we want is 3 pushes on the FDAX. We want them to move through typically within about 3 to 3.5 minutes. So they've got around a minute to impress you, guys and girls. A minute to impress you. Let me just double check here. A red diamond delta short on NASDAQ is valid, guys. Just reminding everybody, come on, FDAX, you're taking all my attention away. Oh, dearie me. All right, if you're long over, oh, hello. Just adding a little bit of insult to the injury there. That is brilliant. So FDAX traders, if you are long over the open, okay, or you took the black diamond delta, you are sailing through your profit targets now. Sailing through. All right, so well done. Anyone who's long, you're looking really good at this point in time. Okay, so we went from at the start to answer Sophia, we went from long range longs, guys, to long range shorts. We're now back in the middle of the camp at this point in time, guys, I would suggest. DAX volume very low. We are a little bit low. We are a little bit low. Basically, if we combined both of the contracts. So at the moment, what have we got here? 101, 156 over here. Yeah, so the volume is definitely swapped. There is no question. So FDAX traders, if you've gone long for 5 and 10 and whatever you can get, you've gone through your first targets. As you're done on that trade. FDAX, we are now ultimately probably looking for shorts again. Probably looking for shorts. All right, so we'll just let them come to us, guys. Let them come to us. Now, I've got no one saying they got that FDAX trade. So if you did get it, guys, you've either got the choice of the open reversal we spoke about at 7s, or you've got the choice of the black diamond. Guys, if you got that trade, it's obviously gone way beyond its profit targets, which is really
yeah,
exciting.
I got it lucky.
Oh, well done. All right, Cody got it. Brilliant. Now, guys, watch this sell down, please. I have a sneaking. Oh, yes, they're about to go feral. You watch this. All right, they're going to go feral. So again, for everybody right across the board, if the Europeans decide they're going to sell down below yesterday's low, right, below yesterday's low, they're going to have to close a candle below that. Okay, then as we're looking at really, really big shorts coming back online again. Nasdaq is looking at going out in favor with that one. With 17 seconds to go, if the FDAX does push down here, guys, it doesn't close below the low. We're looking for a yesterday low style reversal. Okay, so that means we need to push down through yesterday's low, fail badly, and then we're going to turn around and pick up probably a shorter range trade. What have you guys just done? That's okay. No, I don't mind that. So DAXy traders at this point in time, Nasdaq, I can't give you anything back into the middle of the MDI unless you get a V2 delta short, which is the red diamond. Unless you get that. FDAX, I can't send you long over the S1 because we've opened onto the S1, which is a very, very dangerous place for these guys to be hiding. What I want for the DAXy traders, I want the sellers to sell down, guys. I want them to go below yesterday's low, and then we're looking for a long to go back the other way. For the experienced FDAX traders, that's going to be a second tier reversal. It'll be a second tier reversal long. So we might be looking for longer range targets. We must get a lower low. It must occur. So that lower low, guys, we're almost 40 minutes into the session already, guys. We're going up to 45 minutes. This is where we start to get very, very picky for the FDAX traders. Right? Very, very picky indeed. You guys have had some good, I reckon, guys, I reckon today, honestly, from this side of the microphone, today's actually gone okay. For the climactic candle traders, you had 3 or 4 sells on the opening candle that have gone really, really well off the gap 76. Again, we've cruised back up. We've failed at the gap 76 again. So some of you may have gone short under the previous pivot. Some of you grabbed that delta. Some of you may have grabbed that delta. Some of you grabbed the 0.7 coming back the other way. Either way, you guys have had probably 5, I reckon 5 really good little cracks at it. Nasdaq, you've only had 3 cracks. So Nasdaq, you're about to catch up. I have a sneaking suspicion that Nasdaq is about to get really, really cranky. All right. So again, how do we know that? Guys, basically 15 minutes worth of ineffective buying on the Nasdaq will result in 15 minutes worth of selling. So that's just mathematics. Now, if we get a V2 delta short on Nasdaq, guys, and you can hold the risk, it's going to move quickly in your favor. Toby, nice work. Plus 20 NQ SBR. So, mate, Toby, just for my knowledge, did you go and grab this one again? Is that the gift that keeps giving? I think it might be. I think it might be. So guys, please note that again, so that SBR over there on the right-hand side, the left-hand side of the Nasdaq, it's a -4 rated static bar reversal. That's an incredibly strong signal. So that will just keep repeating. It's the gift that just keeps giving until these guys get really, really cranky, and then it's just going to plummet, which is exciting. But we're not there. We're not there just yet. We might. Well done, mate. Good job. So little DAXy here, guys, that is not a lower low. That's within a whisker of a lower low. Come on, darling. Do exactly what you're meant to do, please. Okay, don't forget, guys, for the FDAX traders, this is a daily short. Guys, it's a daily short. If they can't trigger the daily short inside the cash market twice, guys, we're going to be turning it around and sending it back the other way for really good targets. Speaking of that, if this FDAX candle was to close, guys, over the open in 1 minute and 21 seconds, it's going to be a stunning long. Okay, a stunning long. Now, again, normal drill, guys, normal drill. You can see the volatility of the market is dropping. Right, so volatility is dropping. So again, 5-point target, 5-point first target, 5-point risk control point. If it runs, we'll go for a longer range second target. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. Because that's what we're after. For the super advanced traders, let's just wait to see what we've got. We're in the last 90 seconds. This is when a lot of traders around the world make mistakes. you see the candle starting to dance, guys. It's starting to get really, really twitchy. People get romanced into pushing the button because the candle's twitching and they forget they're in the last 90 seconds. Toad, mate, if you've got your KPI for today, mate, well done. It's all I want you to do for the next 3 to 5 years. Toby, 20 ticks a day on the NASDAQ is worth more than $1 million over the next 3 years. Okay, NASDAQ, we're clearly about to set up a short. There is no question about this. This is the short we were expecting. So just wait for this candle to close. Wait for the candle to close. FTAX, you didn't get what you needed. So there's nothing there for you at this point in time. NASDAQ, okay, there's the V2 Delta. So what I'm looking for is this candle to close. I'd love to see some buying. It's just a little bit of green. There's a little bit of green on the candle. Okay, there's a Delta V2 short there. I'm just making sure that you are clear to trade it. I believe you are. Right, let me just 15-minute swing trigger short. Thank you, mate. Right, so that V2 short, guys, right there. I'll give you the exact price. 56.50. We were talking about shorting here before. So 56.50, guys, we want the buyers to push in this candle. We want the buyers to push in and fail badly and fail early. Okay, we want the buyers to push in, fail badly and fail early. Okay. Now, okay. So this is taking shape relatively quickly, guys. So for the NASDAQ traders, if you take V2 deltas short, guys, you're looking for a 20-tick target. All right, you're on your first target now. You've kissed your first target already. So NASI traders, if you trade a Delta V2 short, this is probably going to go a little bit further, but my intent for you is to get the V2 for a 20-tick target, please. All right, you're over 20s now. Come on, just punch. Boom. All right, so you guys are short on that one. If you're short on that one, it's gone straight through its profit target, guys. So well done. We were waiting how long? We were waiting 25 minutes for a V2 short. So that's what I mean, guys. That's what I mean by pure price movement and indicator-based trading combined. Right? Oh, FTAX. Guys, we've gapped under yesterday's low. Please tell me someone's taken the V2 Delta. We spoke about it about 10 times. Has anyone gone short? Oh man, if you have, you've already gone through your first target and your second target, and you're on the way to the long range target. You wonder why we keep an eye on the Europeans. Geez, nice work, mate. Well done. 30-minute swing trigger short. Yeah, the NASI, guys, the NASI is going to go a bit further. So we got, guys, so for the mathematicians, we got a FECAT, right? So a 2-rated candle here, very, very strong reversal bar. Guys, mathematics in the background was incredible. We then got a Delta V2 at the close of that, which means the buyers just gave up completely. You guys have gone short for a 20-tick target. You've absolutely smashed your target. Now we are looking for the market to reset and we'll hit it again. Oh, oh, well done. Short on FTAX. Oh, well done. Right. So your entry point, guys, we did speak about this, I don't know, 10 times. Entry point is short at 477. Right? So these guys have gapped under yesterday's low, giving us permission to hit that Delta short. Guys, that Delta short right there was a ton of institutional interest. Probably going, well, Lockie, how do we know this? Ton of institutional interest here. And you guys want to be holding for a target of exactly 31 points. All right, so let me help you out on this one, guys. If you are short at 477, you want to go short for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want to go short to there, guys. 445 is where you want to be short for. If those black diamonds going the other way, guys, are valid for the buyers on NASDAQ. It's all happening at the same time. So again, if you are short on FTAX, guys, if you're short on FTAX at the price that was defined for you at 477, your target is 445. You are kissing your target now. Guys, you're kissing your very sexy target now, guys. It's a 30-point target. It's 1,200 Aussie dollars. It's a very, very sexy target if you're on that trade. Now, if they can't break down, guys, if they can't break down below 445, then that's going to be the end of the sell down. Steve, that's what we're looking for. Now, for the deltas, guys, for the deltas on NASDAQ. Okay, so we've gone short here. You guys are doing really, really well. Who's that short on FDAX? Over KPI, well done. Short on FDAX. Lungzi, I'm going to call you Lungzi. Lungzi. Now, that name is badly wrong, but if you are short, I'd have a very juicy target at 445, please. All right, 445 would be a really sexy target, or you could bring your stop loss through to 445 so you can't lose any money on the trade at all. And if they keep going, then giddy up for everyone that's short. Okay, giddy up for everyone that's short. Now, for the NASDAQ traders, we've got four black diamonds in a row, guys, which means there's a lot of institutional interest in sending the market back the other way. Please note for everybody, we are in the last 15 minutes. This is when the market mucks around. So if you are not over your daily KPI already, guys, you are better waiting. You are better waiting for the hour to turn, and then we're going to smash it again. Okay, then we're going to smash it again. Now, Lungisi, mate, you've got to tell me a better name, Okay, Lungisi, if you are short, man, if you are short on that Delta V2, guys and girls, there is a scale-in opportunity here with this Delta V2 as well. All right, so you could actually add another contract to your position, guys, at 437 with the intent of going for a 5 and a 10 and a 25-point target. All right, so for the advanced traders, you've got in here, you may have scaled in here, you may have scaled in here, but either way, even down the bottom here, your risk is already controlled. You can't lose any money on the trade. That is a Delta V2 outside the range of a very, very strong selling candle. Now, for the FDAX traders that understand how to scale in, you've sold the market short here, you've sold again here, and you've sold again there. Right? You've sold 3 times for multiple targets. I would suggest for the advanced traders, they're probably going to try and get to the S2. Noting, guys and girls, please, if you've sold at 437, you have no risk on this trade. Right? You've got no risk on this trade. If we do sell down to the S2, guys, all of the beginner traders are going to be looking for a static bar reversal long off the S2 once it's been tested. All right, so have I been clear enough, guys, for the FDAX traders? If you're on the short, guys, if you're on that short, holy moly, the moment we got under yesterday's low and engaged that delta, it was all over. Look at this. Oh, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. Now, any questions? Any questions at all? I'll tell you what is exciting, guys. We've only got Delta V1 and V2 on the screen. You guys are about to get a V3 indicator, which is even stronger than the V2. So it really comes down to, if you don't mind using indicators to tell you when to trade, then you can use all of your pure price movement strategies. You can use your Fibonacci's, you can use all of that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, you can also use an indicator that says buy now or sell now, if that floats your boat. Some people don't like it, guys. I love it. I think it's incredible. So, any questions, guys? Last 15 minutes. Let me grab some water. Now, who was that before that said long range shorts or longs? Who was that before? So FDAX traders, your loyalty has switched from opening candle long range shorts to long range longs. Now you're in long range shorts and you're just holding your long range shorts as long as you can. Will the V3 come with it earlier than the others? It'll come right in the middle, Cole. The V3 will basically come in the middle of everything else. So it's kind of like a hybrid. Now you can see how strong the V2s are. So the V3 is even stronger again. It's just coding, guys. It's just coding. It's hunting institutions. It's hunting momentum shifts or changes in the market. That's what we're doing, and it's absolutely good fun. Raymond, how are you, mate? Do SBRs and efficient candles stay relevant? 100%, mate. They stay relevant for the entire trading session. So Raymond, if you pick, because this one here has got such an incredible strength to it, you could have waited for the buyers to push above that and then sold it, and then waited for the buyers to push up again and sold it again. So you could have actually picked up that static bar reversal, or more importantly, mate, can you see that little red diamond V2 right there? You could have picked up that V2 3 times and never lost a cent. So Raymond, that's the beauty. I suppose that's the beauty of a pure price movement strategy. And then you layer an indicator over the top. When everybody says go short, then it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Everybody just goes short. Yeah, mate, I've been around trading for a long time, and I can tell you, I don't think we've ever had it. I don't think we've ever had it this good. That me personally. Now, speaking of that, see this little static bar reversal we spoke about right at the start of the session? Also, this one that a number of people actually traded really, really well there. Mate, if we were to sell down, so if we were to sell down on the NASDAQ, always get down below that entry point, we'd be looking to go long. Sellers now own the stair step on the NASDAQ, so we're looking for buying base reversals. We're certainly not going to take the buying base reversal in the last 5 minutes of the hour. This is the Widowmaker candle. So we do have a warning, tiny little warning pops up on the chart right there. Okay, that little caution sign. You can make your caution sign bigger if you want. What does it mean? We're not going to trade now, guys. We're going to wait for the turn of the hour, or wait for the new 60-minute chart, sort of institutional traders to show us what they're doing. As I would suggest at this stage, FDAX, man, if we get a push down to the S2, which is very, very likely, very, very likely. And my FDAX long-range traders, who was that was short? Lungisi. Are you still short on the FDAX? Because if you are still short on the FDAX, right, there's a very, very careful trade, a very, very careful target of 414. Right, so that's basically 414 is 4 points before the S2. So what you don't want them doing, right, is coming down here, tickling the S2, not filling your targets, and then flying back the other way. All right, so young man, if you are, I'm assuming you are a young man. Said young man, if you are short, then I would be certainly making sure I've got a lot of profit locked in on the FDAX. Right, a lot of profit locked in. If we close below the S2, guys, we can't go long in the new hour. If we close below the S2, we can't go long. As if we close above the S2, we're looking for the buyers to push down. Sellers to push down, fail again, and then we're looking to go long. Let me just grab you a Fibonacci. We've got a ton of time, guys. 2 minutes before we need to make a decision. Guys, FESX, this is absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you why. Right here, right there. Guys, this is why these guys are cruising. Everybody see this 4 hour short? Again, that's the one thing we've got to be really, really careful of. As a European Open trader, we've got to be very careful when the FESX opens in a 4 hour short. So I do believe we've actually navigated the markets quite well. Fibonacci now is actually going to be like this. So for those that are short on FDAX, guys, holy moly, if we close below the S2, guys, and we hold below the S2, then we can't go long over the top of the S2. Okay, so these European traders, if you're trying to work out why they're selling so hard, guys, it's ultimately the 4 hour shorts that they've triggered. And a daily SBR. Okay, daily SBR short. We did speak about that right at the start of the session. So, now, again, long range shorts are now basically long range shorts are on queue everywhere. All right, so let's just see what we can get here. That one will do. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What have we got? Okay, so at this stage, guys, we're in the turn of the hour. We'll move our little box away. So I reckon our trade of the day for the NASDAQ traders for YouTube is probably going to be that little static bar reversal over there. It's probably going to be that one there. Well, here we go. FDAX, watch very, very closely here. Watch closely, because we may be getting an S2 reversal. Right, I'm just going to use the 5-minute chart for this one here. Up. Very close to reversing. Okay. So for the Daxi traders, we've got 30 seconds to go. We must close over the top of the S2 to go long on the turn of the hour trade, right? If we close under the S2, guys, then all of the markets are probably going to keep selling down, right? So if you are on a short on the FDAX, if you are on the short and you have scaled in, then you are literally sitting with all your long range targets, guys, and we're going to try and hold it as long as we possibly can. For everybody else, buy, sell, buy, sellers own the stair step. All right, so for the wow. Lockie, how do we get the caution sign? Mate, it's one of the indicators. I can tell you what it is shortly. I might actually make my caution sign a little bit bigger, so it's a bit more obvious. But it's basically just warning people, guys, you're coming into the Widowmaker candle. Just be careful. Okay, that's what it's designed for. Nazi and S&P. We don't have Greg today, guys, but Greg would be long on that static bar reversal. Louis, did you get the long on the S&P? Because that's obviously gone really, really well. FDAX says you've had a good little session so far. I would suggest this Nasdaq is going to have to do a lot more selling, guys, before we're interested in buying it. I'm targeting that static bar reversal there. As if we can't, yeah, okay, well done, mate. Absolutely brilliant. So you're short. Just double checking. Yeah, you're short going back the other way. Perfect, awesome. So for the Nazi traders, if we sell down and we can't get to these 76 fibs, right? So see these ones here. If we can't, which I think we're going to, if we sell down and get well below those 76 fibs, we are looking to pick up that static bar reversal right there. Okay, so we need these guys to sell down. We need these guys to sell down and ultimately fail. Ooh. Okay.
NQ delta forming.
All right, just let them come. Let's let them come to you. FDAX, that is a valid short in its own right. So guys, if you can hold the risk, you're just selling the FDAX again. Guys, again, that's a 4 rated sell candle there. So if you waited for the retrace back to the S2 and have gone short, brilliant. That Delta V2, guys, on FDAX at 372 is valid as well. If you're going to go short, guys, at 372, your first target is 367. For the NASDAQ, I want them to sell down and push through. Guys, I want them to push through those 76 fibs. Oh, wow. FDAX, if you're short on that Delta V2, you've gone through your target again. 21 NQ efficient candle KPI. Raymond, well done. Well done. All right, so we are like daily short, guys, is triggered on the European markets. I hope we've got long range shorters on. At this stage for the NASDAQ, guys, we're going to be very, very careful about taking our long. Okay, now we needed them to sell down, get well below our entry point. There is an entry on the NASDAQ. Guys, there is an entry on the NASDAQ over the top of that static bar reversal. As the entry's at 46, so 246, as in literally 046. If you can go long at 046, guys, you must use a tight risk control point, please. So what does it mean? Guys, once the market has basically gone up around about 14 or 15 ticks to the high side, then you must control your risk on that one. Okay. Now, again, so if you're long at 46, notice if you are long at 46, we've got climactic volume here. I don't want the sellers on NASDAQ going any lower. Guys, now this is only for those people that trade dynamically. Guys, if you enter statically, you've got to wait for this candle to close. You must wait for the candle to close before you enter. Okay, so just hold on one sec. Okay, hold on. Okay, just waiting for the 60-minute retrace 31. Okay, here it's 60-minute retrace 31.75. 60-minute 90% retrace 31.75. Okay, for the static traders, guys, if you enter statically, we're waiting for this candle to close. Ideally, we need it to close above the 88.6 before we go long over the top of the 76s. All of these V2 deltas on FDAX are valid. Guys, they're all valid. Even that one at the low of this candle is valid. Guys, that's an entry you would need the green team to show. Ideally, you're looking for a short at 356 with a first target at 351. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, I've closed too low. So my trade is closed too low in order to send you long at those 76s now. Okay, so I've closed too low. What I do believe the NASDAQ is about to do, guys, I do believe the NASDAQ is about to stampede to the downside. All right, let's just see what these guys are up to. FDAX, this is a huge sell down. It's absolutely huge sell down. What I would suggest at this point in time, is the FDAX may be reversing off a Fibonacci extension. I'm just going to put this on for you now.
Confirmed.
Okay, yeah, we may be reversing here, guys, on the FDAX off the 161.8 extension. Now, the flip side of reversing off the extension, guys, let's just see what the buyers might create of this move. Okay. Now, let me come back to the 5-minute chart. Sorry, guys. I've actually executed my long trade in the background off the 161.8 extension. So I'm personally in this trade. I've gone through my first target, guys. My second target, guys, at this point in time is just prior to the S2, right? It's just prior to the S2. Now, at this point in time, my stop loss is also, guys, at +5. So I can't lose any money on the trade. And I've just had my trailing stop taken out, guys, on my long on the FDAX. Okay, just had my trailing stop taken out. Okay, now, okay, so the FDAX traders, if you're a 161.8, I only just saw that, guys, literally at the moment it showed up. If you're a 161.8 fib extension trader, then absolutely brilliant. If you're not, we're going to wait for a tag of the S3 and then we're going to go long. Okay, the NASDAQ traders, if I get a really nice little green candle here, guys, a really nice little green candle, I'm going to try and pick up that static bar reversal long on the left-hand side if I get the candle in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Now, I had a trader short, guys, on the FDAX from all the way up here. Is that trader still short? Because if you are, that is an enormous trade. Like that's just ridiculous. That's just amazing. Amazing. Now, the FDAX traders are potentially setting up, if you can hold 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 points. Too much risk. Way too much risk. Right, so we can't go long, we can't go short. FDAX, we're waiting for a touch of this S3, I would suggest. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Right, now, any questions at all, guys? Any questions at all? I do believe, guys, that the NASDAQ is about to tank. As that Delta V2, if you are a seller, is valid. This Delta V2 outside the range of that previous candle is also valid. So if you are a seller versus a buyer, If we're getting a tiny green candle here, guys, it's going to probably try and reverse. The fact that we're getting brand new selling signals in the creation of this candle means that they're probably going to tank again. Okay, so let's just see what we've got. I would suggest if the NASDAQ traders want to get a wriggle on, they're probably going to target, the 50 fib. All right, they're very, very indecisive. What's my 15-minute chart doing? Okay. FDAX at this stage, too much risk. Okay, FDAX at this stage, too much risk. I say that if the FDAX was to buy up on this candle, guys and girls, if the FDAX buys up on this candle and then gets slammed, that Delta V2 at 356 is valid short. Okay, it's valid short. At this stage, guys, we're not going to buy the NASDAQ. Okay, at this stage, we're not going to buy the NASDAQ. The static bar reversal is right into the bottom of the MDI, which I'm not a massive fan of in the European Open. Right? Not a massive fan of. I'm going to get rid of this Fibonacci now. As FDAX, we need to sell down to get some market context back. NASDAQ at this stage, we're not buying. We're just sitting on the fence. Okay, I need to get rid of that. No, I want to get rid of that, please. Perfect. Okay. Again, guys, once again, for the FDAX traders, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you can hold around about 25 points worth of risk, this delta here, if they get anywhere near that delta, they're probably going to trigger that and run. That's if you can hold 25 points worth of risk. Most of the traders can't. Most of the traders can't.
Q delta confirmed.
Okay, I would suggest we're going to see a little bit more selling guys before we start buying. Louis, you're over KPI. Well done on all accounts, man. That is fantastic. Guys, I am $45.68 over my lower KPI today. So I've focused very, very heavily on moderating today as opposed to trading, but I've picked up a good little trade, which is fantastic. I only need 1 or 2 really good little trades a day, and we are killing it. I was absolutely killing it. So for the Nazi traders, please be aware at this point in time, I'm not buying the buy. Why is we're not buying the buy? Why? I don't like the S&P back into the low side of its MDI. I don't like the NASDAQ guys back into the low side of its MDI. So again, if you're short on any of these red V2 deltas on NASDAQ, guys, may I suggest you're on the right side of the market at this point in time? Again, it's that classic 20-tick target scenario, please. If we were to push down on the NASDAQ, guys, through this green line in particular, but then we don't plummet, guys, we're going to have to cut our risk off on those NASDAQ shorts. Okay, so, oh, wow. Okay, if anyone is short, guys, if anybody's short on that FDAX Delta at 356, you've just belted your targets. You have belted your targets. Oh, wow. Today is going to be one of those days, guys. Today might go down in history as one of the good ones. Okay. That one. No. I'm just going to grab the tools, please. This one. Okay. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, today we're using a 20-tick risk control point. So again, if you're short on that red delta there, guys, again, you need these sellers to push down through that green level there. You need the sellers to push down, aggressively push down and break into new territory to make sure that if you waited for the buyers to fail and then join the sellers, you want them to push through that green level. Now, at this stage, do I have any FDAX traders short? Because, guys, if you're short on that FDAX, oh, wow, look, there's another one there. If you're short on this, this is just funny to watch now. It's funny to watch. NASDAQ, at this point in time, your short is okay, guys. So if you're getting a little bit nervous on the NASDAQ, I believe your short for a 20-tick target is okay. If you're being a little bit concerned, guys, you're 16 or 17 ticks towards a 20 tick target. I think it's going to get belted. It's belted. So if you are short, guys, on the NASDAQ for a 20 tick Delta V2 short, well done. We didn't want to buy the buy. We're more interested in the sell. Okay, and this is going, it's going quite well, guys. I've got to say, Louis Brown, you are done. Is anybody else over their KPI? Is anybody else over their KPI for the session? I'm happy with what I've done so far. Guys, there's no doubt about that. Carlene, well done. I hope you're brilliant. FDAX, what have we got, guys? So the classic, the FDAX absolute classic. Watch out for the 4-hour short on the European markets. So we did, I do believe we wrote that right at the start. Yeah, that 4-hour short. Okay, good. Oh, look here, guys. Very strong sell if we buy first. What's occurred? They've bought the market first, failed badly, and then, let's look at that, Tankarama. Perfect. All right, so at this stage, guys, we're not going to take another trade short on NASDAQ because we're not going to trade back down into the pre-top. So at this stage, great opportunity, guys, for questions. Great opportunity for questions. Watch for the static entries. Yeah, we know about that. Make sure you check. Yeah, we know about that. Okay. Cole, you're a little bit under KPI. Okay, that's good. Right? We'll basically just wait for the next trade. What do we got? 15 minutes into the new hour. Is any questions at all? Any questions at all? Today the FDAX has been a lot easier. Guys, a lot easier. You may have picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you guys may have picked up 8 winning trades in a row, or up to 8 in a row, just depending on the amount of risk you can carry. Guys, just be aware, again, for the DAXy traders, if the risk is too much on the FDAX, you can switch to the FDXM. As the micro contract, it drops you down from a $25 point to a $5 point. Makes the risk a lot easier to swallow, particularly on days like today. Now, if we do get reversals, guys, if we do get reversals on all markets simultaneously, particularly on the European markets, European traders, you are definitely looking to go long. Guys, now, these deltas are a little bit high risk. Right, so these deltas, these longs are a little bit high risk until we close back over the S3, then we're good to go. Lockie, on efficient candle trades, how much of a retrace do you wait for? Mate, normally on an efficient candle, I want to touch the 23 or 38 retrace before I go. The key point with that, mate, if they buy back in, they can't even get to the 23 retrace, then you better put your order on because they're going to go without you. So normally it all comes down to Fibonacci, which again makes it very, very easy to trade, which is awesome. So FDAX, what we're looking for, we want to close over the S3 to the high side in order to go long over the S3. For the NASDAQ traders, we're waiting for the candles to close on both US markets so we get a dual market signal. And guys, I think we've done okay today. Where was our best trade on NASDAQ? Where's our best trade? So let's put this one here. So we actually picked up this one across here as well. So when I mark up my screenshots, I do this kind of stuff, right? So I know where the signals ultimately come from. Then the first selling Delta V2 on the NASDAQ was incredible. Now, where's that gone? Oh, there. Okay, so that's the one we picked up just here. Okay, that one right there. So Nazi, you guys have had at least sort of 4 or 5 trades to have a crack at least 4 or 5. FDAX, you've had way more than everybody else. And S&P, you've only had 2 really good ones, but they've gone stunningly to profit, which is brilliant. Geez, Lucky, read the 15-minute NQ, still short. Yeah, 100%, 100%. So if you're a 15-minute chart trader, we're basically waiting for the next 12 minutes to decide what they're going to do. And for the FDAX, again, as all of the V2 deltas short are valid, Guys, they're all valid. So you might have waited for them to push back up above the S3 and then you picked up either that one or that one or that one or that one or even the current one. Guys, they're all valid. And the FTX is just smashing that V2 Delta indicator. This is instos, guys. Institutions are laying in orders short, like literally scaling in, scaling in, scaling in. They're just adding more and more and more contracts to the short. So again, if you're short on that delta there, you're now a couple of 100 points into profit. As a couple of 100 points into profit at 40 Aussie dollars a point. Oh man, oh man, oh man. And days like today makes moderating very difficult. It's guys got to try and find a nice balance between moderating and trading. That's my goal. So guys, any questions? We're 20 past the hour. So we're 20 past the hour. That is a valid static bar reversal long on NASDAQ. All right, so valid static bar reversal long on NASDAQ. Guys, your entry price is at 36.75. So 36.75. I haven't got a Fibonacci concern. So you guys are looking for a 36.75. You're looking for, at this stage, guys, a 16-tick risk control point. I'm going to bring your risk control point down. Fibonacci extension. Guys, don't let me romance you into taking a trade if you're already over your goal, please. It's 100% valid. 100% valid. 241.4 30-minute chart. Thank you, mate. Now, I have a sneaking suspicion. If the NASDAQ goes, if the NASDAQ doesn't buy now, it's going to plummet. Okay. Now, the reason I say that, let's just go to that for the moment. The reason I say that is we might be, all right, so at the 30-minute chart, we could be just toying, literally toying with a 30-minute chart. We could be toying with a 30%, 90%, sorry, a 30-minute 90% fib. All right. That adds significant weight, guys, to the buyers going long. So once again, your entry's at 36.75. You've got a 16-tick risk control point versus 20. And if these buyers engage, guys, it's probably going to move relatively well. Okay, probably going to move relatively well. Please just watch the top of that yellow box, guys. Just watch the top of the yellow box. The reason I say that is your Fibonacci extension, because we had a slightly deeper retrace. Okay, what I'm going to do is, for those that are long, that your risk control point is actually that 100% extension. It's only around about a 10 to 12 tick risk control point. I do think, as the market is likely to pulverize that. Okay, at the moment, it looks like Europe is turning. That black diamond delta, guys, on FTX, we need to wait for this candle to close before we would look at a trade long. Just before we would look at a trade long. So that's what we're looking for. Guys, we're not going to take that V2 delta long until we know the sellers are actually failing. Raymond, well done, mate. Well done, well done, well done. At this stage, 1 minute and 35. I'm going to give the NASDAQ guys a little bit more time. Again, that 100% extension, because the retracement by the sellers was actually quite an effort. Okay, the buyers are like, wow, you know what? We've got to have a crack at this. If they get anywhere near that 100 extension, which is a price point just slightly below that, guys, like 239. So literally 20039. If they get anywhere near that, We need the buyers to smash that level. We need them to smash it. See, the Nasdaq's watching the FDAX over here going, ew. I'm very, very glad we're not long on that delta, guys, on FDAX, because they haven't actually confirmed they're stopping yet. So FDAX traders, my humble opinion, you guys have had a walk in the park today. Like, it's been really, really just amazing to watch the FDAX traders. If you were able to pick up that V2 short, guys, under yesterday's low, once we closed under it, that is the trade of the month. That's gone, looks like around 300 points down. Nazi, we're looking for that 100%, please. So just watch, guys, just watch. The buyers are really strong at the moment. Just let them come. Let them come. Let them come. Let them come. Let them come to you, please. Come on, Nasdaq, don't make me look like a crazy man, please. Off you go. Off you go. Okay, what have we got? We have got, okay, you can get the 009. So we're looking for 20039. Again, this is the absolute last time that these guys are going to try and reverse. The last time. As you can see what the sellers are doing to them. So again, if you are long, guys, I don't know if we've got anybody long at this point in time because we are right at the end of the session. But if you are long, guys, the long is okay, but you must have a tight stop on this one, please. Yeah, Alan. Okay, Alan is long, guys. So Alan, make sure, please, that your stop loss is only 4 ticks underneath this low. Because if these guys want to sell down, we're going to get a negative trade, guys, right at the end of the session. Of course, we're going to get a negative right at the end of the session. Yeah, Alan. Yeah, it's a negative. There's no question. So, guys, if you have gone long, in this case here, it's a beautiful signal. It's done exactly what it's required to do. It simply just didn't take off. As they literally didn't take off. Right. So that's a negative trade right at the end of the session. Which is really annoying, guys. It's really, really, really annoying. But we're also not going to start deleting our stop losses in case this is not the turning point in the market yet. Now, as if you have had a negative, it's okay. If the sellers come back down, which they're currently doing at the moment, and they fail badly, this is now a second tier reversal long. So what we would be doing is re-entering exactly the same order at 36.75. If we've lost 40 ticks, we want to go for 40 ticks as a minimum. Okay, so a number of you are long. Most of you are long on that one. Sorry, that is a losing trade. Good point. We can't get it right every time. Now, mind you, it's also at the end of what looks to be a really, really good little NASDAQ session, which is a shame. But again, what I'd suggest is going to happen, guys, at this point in time, again, for the FDAX traders, every V2 delta short is valid except that one down the bottom right into the S level, goes right into the S4. I would suggest, guys, at this stage that the buyers here on the NASDAQ are highly likely to show again and turn the market around and send it back the other way when the Europeans stop selling. Now, at the moment, Europe's obviously not very happy with the news that came out. And I'd suggest now our NASDAQ Fibonacci comes all the way down here. All right, so what we've got, guys, we've got a negative trade. Now, that is right at the end of an incredible session. So I will document that accordingly. Now, key point with the markets, if they're in meltdown mode, guys, what we want to do is we want to jump on the side of the sellers and then go and get the loss back. Okay, now that's what ultimately we would need to do. So for the Nazi traders, again, it's 1 minute and 43 seconds away. If you have had a loss, guys, if you have a loss, we're looking to, because we bought the market and it orchestrated a loss, we're looking for a sell to go and get the loss back. Now, that's what we normally do. It's not revenge trading. It's basically saying, okay, market, you didn't want to go up. I'm now going to sell the market. I'm going to go and get all my money back. Now, for that, guys, for that said, the FDAX at this point in time, you guys are looking at an S4 reversal. The only way we can trade an S4 reversal is if the market actually closes above. Okay, hello, Alan. How are you? I hope you're amazing. If the market closes above the S4 and then we sell back down, then you guys are looking for an S4 reversal. As if the FTX gets below the S4, guys, the short on the NASDAQ is going to be incredible. Okay, so again, if you have had a negative trade on the NASDAQ, guys, we're setting up massive shorts everywhere. So just be aware that if the market carries on, it's going to be hilarious. So Alan, look, in summary, obviously some negative European news. We picked a short below yesterday's low, which has gone at least 300 points to the downside, which is really good fun. Actually, Alan, while I'm talking about that, FTX traders, if this candle closes above the S4, that black diamond delta is valid there. Stopped at 20,000. Very good. So, Alan, look, we've had a really good session on the FTX. It's been incredible. S&P's been good. We had one loss on the NASDAQ. We had one loss on the NASDAQ after a myriad of wins. So we have had a negative trade. I do apologize for that, everybody, but we can't get it right every time. Not possible.
I mean, we're keeping it real here. Obviously, we love a higher success rate, but from time to time, you know, the market can go against us. Lachlan, thank you so much for another very, very good and insightful session. We love and appreciate it. And everyone, if you're not here already trading futures and using our futures prime challenges, then guys, this is the time. Lachlan can share with you later on also the link that he has that might be interesting for everyone to check out. I also wanted to say, guys, I don't know if you know this, but we had a quick interview with Cody. No, Cody, if you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. Same Cody. We have a quick interview that we did with him, so you can check it out on our YouTube page. It's quite nice. We loved hearing about the trader life and living the sweet life in Bali. So that's really, really cool. And we'll see you here again next week on the Trading Pit live trading room on Thursday. And for the regulars, you know, with Lachlan, prepare for tomorrow.
Sounds great. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, TTP guys. I hope you had fun today. I hope you've had a positive day. I have, and guys, I'm looking to reverse these markets and send them back the other way. Alan, thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.